His name is Terry Davis, a computer programming genius who quickly descended into the depths of insanity, proclaiming that God himself told him to create a holy operating system. This is his story. Born Terrace Andrew Davis, he began by learning assembly language in a Commodore 64. Terry went on to earn a master's degree in electrical engineering from Arizona State University and worked several years at Ticketmaster as a programmer for VAX machines. In 1997, he began experiencing regular manic episodes, one of which led to his hospitalization.
For quite a number of years, I have had confusion on my exact reality. An example of the Truman Show reflects an example of a strange reality. You know, he's like gradually he picks up that something's not quite right about my life. You know what I'm saying? My reality is just not quite right. And then eventually he discovers he's in a bubble and he's on TV. So, Terry, me, there's just something not right about my reality, and I don't have any. Maybe one day he came up with the conception, hey, what if I'm like in a bubble and there's cameras? And he had this conception that explained his reality. What I need is some concept of what my reality is. You know what I mean? For the Truman Show guy, his answer was he's on a TV show and they're taking cameras of him. For Terry, I have zero conception of what my reality is. I don't know.
Initially diagnosed with bipolar disorder, he was later declared schizophrenic. David's religious views changed throughout his life. He grew up as a Catholic and was an atheist for some of his adult life. But after experiencing a self-described revelation, he proclaimed that he was in direct communication with God and that God commanded him to build a successor to the Second Temple. He then committed a decade to creating an operating system modeled after the DOS-based interfaces of his youth, first calling it the J operating system, and later the loose DOS. In 2013, Davis announced that he had completed the project, now called TempleOS.
Hi, I'm Terry Davis. I'm the smartest programmer that's ever lived. I was chosen by God to make his temple. I was given divine intellect. So, let's say you have an integer I, and you say I equals 1, 2, 3, 4.
He programmed absolutely everything in a task that only a literal madman could accomplish. Some have gone on to compare his work to that of a single man building a skyscraper. But his schizophrenic episodes became worse, leading to several hospitalizations. Davis began having delusions of space aliens and government agents who constantly followed his every move. Although he remained lucid when discussing computer-related subjects, David's communication skills were largely affected by his schizophrenia. He was controversial for his regular use of racial epithets, which he explained was his way of combating actors of psychological warfare. His incomprehensible writing style led to bans from several message boards. During his final years, Davis struggled with periods of homelessness and incarceration. Although his followers and supporters offered him help and shelter, Davis refused aid. On August 18th of 2018, Terrence Davis uploaded a final video.
Well, I'm King Terry and learned how to purify myself in a horribly impure environment. It's pretty rough living homeless in a field outside a little town, and coming into their library, and it's a very pure town, and must have been an extreme shock to them to see such a horribly sick person come in here and pollute everything, and it was a lot of torture to snap me into an ability to handle purity for this job. There's a little castle over there. Let's see, where's that castle? There it is. Oh no! So that's a little castle. I don't know. I really like this library. So come here and use their computer and smoke out here. They must have been freaking out because such an impure person was in their presence. Oh well, I was clueless. Now I used to have a respect for purity. So well, it's good to be king. Wait, maybe. I think maybe I'm just like a little bizarre little person who walks back and forth. Whatever, you know. But
A short time later, while walking alongside railroad tracks, he was struck by a train and died at the age of 48. Investigators could not determine if Terry took his own life or if it was accidental.